Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on Phật online channel. Here after 6 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Sóc Trăng, the Supreme Patriarch of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, visits and delivers sermons at the ABBOT training course in 2023. Ho Chi Minh City, Most Venerable the Sangha Chairman visits and encourages practitioners in retreat points at Hưng Phước Pagoda. Hanoi Central Communications section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha celebrates the 89th anniversary of Vietnam Press Day. Indian Embassy in Hanoi organized International Yoga Day in 35 provinces and cities in Vietnam. Bình Dương Thematic report on digital transformations in the Buddhist Sangha and the closing session of the ABBOT training course. Digest of Buddhist Charity of the Week. The following are the news in details. On the morning of June 20, 2023, Venerable TTTT Trung, Dhamma Master of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, visited the retreat point in Trúc Lâm Zen Monastery, Sóc Trăng, and delivered a sermon on knowledge of national security for the ABBOT training course, which was all organized by Sóc Trăng Provincial Buddhist Board.
At the ABBOT training course, he praised the Sóc Trăng Provincial Buddhist Board for having well-organized 2 retreat points for monks and nuns to study, as well as organizing a fresh course on ABBOT skills and national security knowledge. This is an important and necessary task to help strengthen and develop the Sangha, contributing to the religious salience of the Sangha. To encourage the monks and nuns residing at Trúc Lâm Zen Monastery in Sóc Trăng, he emphasized the importance of religiously studying pure body and mind for 3 months to create a strong capacity to serve sentient beings.
On the occasion of the 30th anniversary of Hưng Phước Pagoda, established a retreat place on the morning of June 19th, Most Venerable TTTT Trung, Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Council, visited the retreat point and delivered a Dhamma talk to the monks living in residence during the Vasa.
At the Hiển Pháp Lecture Hall, the Most Venerable Chairman shared his spiritual practice with 60 practitioners residing at the retreat point of Hưng Phước Pagoda. The monastic ashram practicing rain retreat at Hưng Phước Pagoda was opened by the late Venerable Thích Hiển Pháp in 1993. According to the Vinaya, monks and nuns have to spend 3 months each year for summer retreat confinement. Otherwise, they would violate the 3 precepts. The Most Venerable said that 3-month Vasa is an important time for a monk to confine his body and mind to cultivate the precepts of virtue, concentration, wisdom, and adhere to the religious service. Because during this time, a meditator has the opportunity to transform his body and mind to achieve the religious path of karma, merit, and wisdom, and finally, attain enlightenment and liberation. During the Buddha's time, most of his disciples realized one of the 4 results after the end of the summer retreat. He reminded the practitioners of striving diligently to practice according to the Dharma rules in harmony with their capacity, and at the same time, adhere to the curriculum and regulations of retreat point. At the end of his speech, the Most Venerable praised the merits of Hưng Phước Pagoda Senior Buddhist Board for making efforts to establish a retreat point for monks who have a place to practice during the past 30 years. The Most Venerable affirmed that the public is inheriting from the merits left behind by the late Venerable Thích Hiển Pháp, Vice Dharma Master of the Council of Patrons. On this occasion, Most Venerable the Chairman donated 50 million Vietnamese đồng to support the retreat point at Hưng Phước Pagoda, so that the Provincial Buddhist Board could take care of the daily life for the monks to settle down and study.
On the occasion of Vietnam Press Day, June 21st, 1925, June 21st, 2023, the Central Communication Board of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and the Vietnam Buddhist Studies magazine held a meeting on June 20, 2023 to discuss journalism for the nation in general and Vietnamese Buddhism in particular.
At the meeting, Most Venerable TTTT Trung presented an overview of the development process of the Vietnam Press Day and the Buddhist press through each period. Accordingly, The Buddhist press has contributed to the construction and development of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in the heart of the nation. Most Venerable reiterated the achievements that the Buddhist press has achieved in the past and is grateful to the religious honorifics, researchers, scholars, and collaborators who have contributed to building and growing Buddhist press. The Sangha needs to pay attention to develop better journalism in Buddhist studies. The Buddhist press plays an important role in navigating people's lives in all stages. Buddhist media should further promote the role of the press at all times. At Office 2 of the Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Quảng Đức Zen Monastery, Ho Chi Minh City, the editorial board dignitaries of the Buddhist Culture magazine and the Buddhist online channel, PSO, welcomed the delegation of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee in Ho Chi Minh City, led by Mrs. Phan Kiều Thanh Hương, Vice Chairwoman. Mrs. Phan Kiều Thanh Hương thanked the Buddhist Culture magazine and PSO for accompanying and having many articles on ethics and religious activities associated with the activities of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee in the past. She appreciated the propagation about the activities of the monks, nuns, and Buddhist followers, especially the activities of the Central Sangha. The printed works of Buddhist Culture magazine and current news articles and reports of PSO have a strong influence on the venerable monks, nuns, laypersons who have sympathy for Buddhism at home and abroad. On behalf of the editorial board, Venerable Dr. Thích Phước Nghiêm respectfully thanked the delegation, and Venerable Dr. Thích Minh Ân also gave gifts and the new issue magazine in June 2023 with the theme Happy Vesak Day for the delegation members. Next few days, Venerable Thích Trí Định, Abbot of GHPGVN, visited and thanked the Buddhist Culture magazine and PSO editorial for accompanying Buddhism in Lâm Đồng province and GHPGVN in the past. He wishes the collective members of Buddhist Culture magazine and PSO to have good health, joy, and always fulfill the assignments entrusted by the Central Section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha.
In promotion of the 9th International Yoga Day on June 18, 2023, the City Union of Friendship Organizations, the Vietnam-India Friendship Association, and the City Yoga Association cooperated with the Indian Embassy in Vietnam and related agencies and units organized the Yoga Demonstration Show Đà Nẵng 2023 at Biển Đông Park, Da Nang City.
In witness, it was honored to have Most Venerable Thích Pháp Cao, Abbot of Tam Bảo Pagoda, and local authorities. Among the attendees, there were also Mr. Sandip Arya, Indian ambassador to Vietnam, and his wife, Swami Vivekananda's Cultural Center in Vietnam, and representatives of the consulates of China, Russia, Laos, Japan, Korea, and the French Institute in Da Nang, leaders of the City Yoga Association, coaches, members of yoga centers, clubs, and yoga lovers in the area. At the ceremony, Most Venerable Thích Pháp Cao and the entire community performed a candlelight ceremony to pray for world peace, equanimity, and happiness for all sentient beings. This is an important people-to-people diplomacy event, contributing to strengthening the solidarity, friendship, and cooperation between the two countries. Thereby, it is meant to encourage the practice of sports, improving the health of Da Nang people, and promoting the dynamic and hospitable image of Da Nang people to domestic and international travelers and tourists.
At the ABBOT training course in 2023 by Bình Dương Provincial Buddhist Board, on the morning of June 20, 2023, Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, Editor-in-Chief of Phật Online TV channel, shared a topic thematic report on digital transformations in Buddhism to the monks and nuns at Hội Khánh Pagoda, Thủ Dầu Một City.
At a talk show, Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn raised the importance of digital transformation in the current era. The digital transformation in the work of the Sangha helps to connect and transmit information quickly, conveniently, and widely. Digital transformation also makes it easier to spread Buddhist teachings. In addition, the digital transformation also helps Buddhist entities to manage information, organize activities, and interact with the community more effectively. In the morning of the same day, the Bình Provincial Buddhist Board held the closing session of the 2023 ABBOT training course for the venerable monks and nuns in the province. The ABBOT training course helps monks and nuns apply the management and administration of Buddhist affairs at the Provincial Buddhist Board in provinces, districts, towns, cities, and monasteries in the area of integration and development.
The following is the newsreel about Buddhist social charity of the week.
In Ho Chi Minh City, on the afternoon of the 19th of June, 2023, Master Nun Thích Nữ Từ Nhẫn, Vice Head of the Central Nun Section, Head of the Buddhist Nun Subsection of Ho Chi Minh City and the Nuns of Thanh Tâm Pagoda, Binh Chánh District, organized a donation to give over 300 gifts to support the blind from Ho Chi Minh City, Tây Ninh and Bình Dương provinces. Each gift includes necessities and cash. The total amount of the gifts is 90 million Vietnamese đồng. On the same day, the nuns at the school at Bồ Đề Lan Nhã Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, and the Women's Union of District 6 organized a zero đồng mini market to help disadvantaged people in the district. The organizing board gave 200 gift vouchers to the poor people, and each voucher gives a selection from 15 to 22 essential food items. Each voucher is worth 500,000 Vietnamese đồng. The total amount of the charity program is 100 million Vietnamese đồng. Master Nun Thích Nữ Như Hiền, the pagoda's abbot, thanked the benefactors and local authorities for supporting and creating favorable conditions for this charity work.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last you has signed off this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.